Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chef Guru from guruscooking.com with Paneer Tikka. To begin with, I've taken a bowl to which we'll be adding 500 grams of hung curd. As you can see, this curd has been hung and stored in a cheese or muslin cloth so that all the water content of this curd is dropped and strained. So all that is left is nothing but some nice dry curd, something like yogurt. Now the reason we do this is because we want our gravy here that we'll be preparing, our sauce that we'll be actually preparing here, to be dry enough to stick to all the ingredients on the skewer sticks. So the very important step you need to remember is no moisture content should be available in the sauce that we prepare. To this we'll be adding 1/4 lemon juice, one teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, some spices, starting off with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. I'm using Kashmiri red chili powder because that gives you a really nice good red color. 1 teaspoon of coriander powder. And a very important ingredient, half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Followed by a little red color, not much, just a little. I know it's not healthy enough, but we have to add that red indulging color to this recipe, so there is no choice. If you would like to use something more natural, please prefer the roots of Ratanjot, the plant that most people use in Indian cooking. It's a natural ingredient that you can use, and it's a good replacement for these artificial colors that we mostly use as food coloring agents in our food. So we'll give this a nice whisk, and as you can see, those beautiful colors erupt, and these nice orange reddish earthly colors is what we are looking for. To this we'll be adding 500 grams of paneer cubes. You can see I have diced these paneer cubes nicely into some thin slices. And diced capsicum, followed by diced onions and diced and de-seeded tomatoes. Please make sure there are no seeds and no moisture content in the tomatoes, because if you remember, we said that the moisture will spoil the whole cult. We do not want that. Make sure your hands are sanitized and mix everything really nice and good. Once you mix this pretty well, it'll look something like this. And then if you wish, you may refrigerate this for 30 minutes to the maximum, so that the marination indulges pretty well with the paneer cubes and the veggies. Until then, what we'll do is we'll prepare our skewers. Now just before you add the veggies to the skewers, make sure you dip the skewers in water. That is what I'm doing right now, for not a long time, just for 10 seconds. What this does is, when you dip the skewer sticks to the water for 10 seconds, these sticks would not get burnt when you add them to the oven. So after 30 minutes, we have removed our mixture from the oven. The marination is removed from the oven, and we are going to skew them on the skewer sticks, beginning with the onion, because the onion is the most hardest substance. I usually add them first because they hold on the other material properly. The second thing that goes in is the capsicum. You can add anything, tomato or capsicum later on, but the first thing should be an onion. And now we add on our thick paneer cube, followed by once again an onion. So just keep repeating this whole procedure. A few veggies and then a paneer, a few veggies and then a paneer. So simple, isn't it? Just make sure you leave a little space in between all these veggies and the paneer on the skewer stick. What this does is it allows for them to have enough air to breathe, and all the oil or the butter that we'll be adding later on gets enough space to reside in, and it cooks properly. Otherwise you will get some half cooked stuff later on. So I'm using the knife and I'm just making a little space in between, as you can see, so that the paneer cubes and the veggies cook properly and they have enough space to breathe. I'm just making a little space, as you can see. Right? Good enough? That's nice. So in the similar manner, I've made 2 sticks here and will grill them in the oven for 45 minutes. Please use the grill setting, not the microwave setting in your oven. And after 20 minutes I have removed them, and it's time for me to add a little butter, otherwise they would turn dark. So we'll just add a little butter, smear it on the top. I repeat once again, this was after 20 minutes of cooking that I removed them from the oven. And you have to cook them once again by applying some butter. So now we'll put them back into the oven and cook for the rest of the time. So the total time is 45 minutes. Now it's been 45 minutes total and I have removed them. They look so delicious, isn't it? We'll just get them off the skewer sticks and serve them on this plate. Please make sure while cooking, if you wish, you may just adjust the skewer sticks by rotating them manually with your hands so that the paneer is cooked evenly. And I did that a couple of times when I was cooking. You can smear some nice chaat masala on top of this, serve it with your favorite sauce, and enjoy this hot, steaming Paneer Tikka with your family and friends. Even your neighbors would ask you by the aroma floating in the air that what have you prepared today, and your answer would be some nice Paneer Tikka. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.